A lot is going on in America today. It's mind blowing. It really is mind blowing. And I wanted to talk to Craig Huey. He is a successful business owner and author of the Huey Report. And I really recommend you check it out. The Huey, Huey Report. I want to talk to him about the election and different things that are happening this year, because this year is a very interesting year, one like I've never seen before. Craig, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Jesse, it's great to be with you.
I really do appreciate it. So you are a business owner out of Torrance, California.
Yeah, for 35 years, we won 92 awards for the work that we've done for clients all over the United States. But it gives me a unique perspective on this upcoming election that may be the most important election of your viewers' lifetime.
Yeah, I agree. And Craig, what made you decide to go in business, and what has it been like for you to have your own business? What has it done for you personally?
Well, Jesse, I started off with nothing. And for the first couple of years, I made absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But I have made more money, created more jobs, helped more people than I ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
I have helped take entrepreneurs and build them into multi-million-dollar corporations. And that's been such a great joy over the years of helping people build a business, take an idea and expand it and make it into a multi-million-dollar business. And so we put together campaigns based upon different products or services, how best to be able to make money on that idea. And it's been very successful, and we've helped a lot of people.
I don't know if you're aware or not, but I have a nonprofit organization called Bond, and we're rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
Yes.
And within that organization, a couple of years ago, we started an entrepreneur academy where we were teaching these young men how to start businesses, because a lot of these guys are very smart and they're hard workers, but they don't know really the steps to take to start a business. And it's just been amazing to see these guys start their own business. I know for me, I had no idea when I first started I had a janitorial service.
Yes.
For 7 years. And I learned so much about me and how to run a business through having that janitorial service that I didn't imagine to learn what I've learned. And now I have this organization for 30 years, and it's just been amazing.
Well, Jesse, maybe sometime I can help speak to these individuals and how they can do it. When the Soviet Union fell and communism collapsed, I was invited to the former communist Russia to speak to these bureaucrats who were becoming businessmen.
Yes.
And I taught them how to start a business and be able to grow it. I've done that in Cuba. I've done that in a variety of different places. And, people need that guidance in that direction. Yeah. But anyone who sets their heart and mind on being able to build their own business, they can do it.
Yes, absolutely. I was hoping you say you would come speak. We're in West L.A., yes. Los Angeles and Pico area. So I'm going to hold you to it. I would love for you to come and speak to the guys.
Great.
Amazing. So how long have you been in California?
Well, I was born in California. I love California. California is my home state. But because of the socialist government in Sacramento, because of the taxes, the regulations, and the rising crime and the homelessness and all the different infrastructure problems, and I've moved my business mostly to Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Jesse, let me tell you a little story about that. One of my children worked for me, Caleb. And Caleb goes, "Dad, I'm leaving California 5 years ago."
Right.
And I said, "Caleb, you like to surf. You're doing well in the business. Why do you want to go to Tennessee?" He said, and what are you going to do for money? He said, "Well, you're still going to pay me." I said, "Well, I am." He said, "Yeah, I'm going to start the business in Tennessee." And I said, why do you want to go back there? He said, because, Dad, in Tennessee, I don't have to pay any income tax.
Yeah.
And, Dad, I can live 30 to 40% cheaper than I can in California. And he said, Dad, in California, I'll never be able to buy a house. And so he moved to Tennessee 5 years ago. He bought his first house this year. And so we're doing what we can to be able to expand and grow in Tennessee. We've shrunk the operation in California. And the only reason is because of the California government.
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. Well, I am looking forward to having you come and speak to the guys. This, as you know, this is election year, as you said, very interesting. You have been warning people about something called ballot harvesting.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, here's the thing. Nationwide, this is something that's going to transform this election. It's kind of under the radar. Most people talk about politics and say, well, the economy's so good, the Republicans and Trump are going to win. Or they say, you know what, the Democrats are so bad that the Republicans are going to win. And they have all these different rationales about why the Republicans are going to win. But the Democrats, the socialists, the unions are laughing. Because, you see, they have a secret weapon that could change the election, and that's under the radar. That's called ballot harvesting. In California, for example, in the last election, the Republicans were asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
But the Democrats, what the Democrats did is they ballot harvested, and they targeted the 7 key congressmen, and they were able to win because of ballot harvesting. And not only did they win with the Congress, they won with Assembly and State Senate, City Council and School Board, with judges. They were able to transform the election. And these congressmen on election night had won.
Amazing.
But after the election night, because of the ballot harvesting, and they counted those ballots that were harvested, they lost. And see, in 27 states, ballot harvesting is legal. 18 states is illegal. And with ballot harvesting, even in states where it's illegal, it goes on quite a bit. Like in this last election, Arizona, the Republican lost because of ballot harvesting. In Virginia, in even Tennessee, Texas, Cruz almost lost in Texas. Republicans were wiped out because of the ballot harvesting. And what this is this, Jesse. They passed a law saying that anybody can pick up a ballot and take it to the voter registration office. And so what they did is they trained an army of people to identify who their supporters would be. And then they would go to those homes, pick up the ballot, and take it in. Some people who were ballot harvesting were turning in 300, 400, 500 ballots.
Wow.
And yes, and here's the thing. They would have people going, for example, we have a video that I'd be glad to send to anybody viewing, a video of a ballot harvester on a ring video. And they're knocking. They've been to the house 7 or 8 times. The Republican mom and dad were there, but they wanted to talk to the adult child who they believe would vote their way. And they wouldn't talk to the parents. And finally, they're explaining they're there to pick up the Democrat ballot. And so they tested it in this last election and perfected it so that this upcoming election, it's going to be at an even more aggressive, higher level. And what they do is they show the potential voter who to vote for on the voter guide. So in the past, people would vote, well, I'll vote for president and maybe Congress, but I don't know who these judges are. I don't know who these city council people are.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't vote. But now they have this voter guide for the Democrats that goes straight down the line to who to vote for. And I'll give you one more thing. In this election, this is a prediction. They will have a team of harvesters going door to door to Republicans, pretending they're Republicans, and they could take those ballots and throw them away. See, here's the thing. The law is so corrupt. See, this is not voter fraud because it's legal, but it leads to voter fraud. The Democrats, what they do when they bring in those ballots, there's no audit trail. Nobody knows who that person is who brought in 400 ballots.
Right.
And so there's two types of ballot harvesting, Jesse. One is community ballot harvesting, and any of your viewers can do this. You go to the American Legion, you go to the Veterans Foreign War, you go to some club that you belong to, family members, and you gather their ballots, and then you deliver them for them to the voter registration office. You can give them a voter guide. We created a voter guide from president down to city council that people can go to at craighuey.com. And basically that voter guide gives you all the instructions you need. But you could do that with what's called community ballot harvesting.
Amazing.
The other type of ballot harvesting that I love is called church ballot harvesting.
Amazing.
Yes. So with church ballot harvesting is basically you give the ballot to the pastor, and the pastor has the voter guide for everyone. I'm telling you, Jesse, that if you had 15 or 20 churches in any congressional district, we would be able to wipe out the socialists, wipe out the progressives, wipe out those who want to undermine our values, and be able to win an election. Because the sad part is half the Christians who voted 81% for Trump, half the Christians are not registered to vote. And now those who are registered, close to 40%, don't vote. But if the church was doing a ballot harvesting Sunday, and you're bringing in your ballot, and you're giving it to the pastor, we're going to move that needle dramatically.
You're right about the local elections, but most people tend to ignore them. And I notice here in California, the Democrats have taken over as a result of that. I love the fact that the churches can do what you just, the ballot harvesting, and that will help. So you say it's not voter fraud, right?
Right.
Oh, okay, good. There's another thing I wanted to ask you about, and you call this the most dangerous bill, and something called the Equality Act.
Yes.
In the few minutes that we have left, what is the Equality Act, and why is the most dangerous bill?
So the Equality Act is one of these bills that is poisonous to people of faith. So if I happen to believe in traditional marriage, I am all of a sudden deemed to be doing something that is a hate crime.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going along with what's politically correct according to the Equality Act. If I'm a pastor and I'm speaking about the fact that marriage is between a man and a woman, or I'm attacking transgender concept and saying that that's not a right thing to do, then I'm in violation of the federal law. And that's why this Equality Act, which passed the House of Representatives, is now before the Senate. And here's the thing, Jesse. In today's politics, the socialists, the progressives, the Democrats have really commanded modern marketing techniques.
Yeah.
So they focus and target dramatically well to bring in phone calls, texts, emails to Congress. And so they have selected some Republicans who could actually vote yes on the Equality Act. So they've selected about 9 Republicans that they believe could cave on that issue. So they're targeting that. And for that reason, I've got a petition now to try to build up an army of people who oppose this bill and will let these senators know that there are people who want to see it defeated.
You know, it's interesting in that the Democrats are so slick in their evil that they call it Equality Act. And
Yes.
that would make an uneducated person think, oh, it includes everyone, or it want to make everyone equal and all that kind of mess, when it's really just a setup for destruction.
You're 100% right. Words matter.
Yeah.
And they purposely message with an advertising mind. They message their whole ideas and concepts that would undermine our republic. The fact is, conservatives, libertarians, Christians, they have to learn how to use these skills and these techniques and be able to do it. I'll give you one example. One of the things that we're helping people with, we're helping candidates with, we're helping Christians with, is called geofencing. Now, Democrats know how to do geofencing. They do it all the time. What geofencing is, I can take a church and I can geofence it. Anybody who's been to that church in the last 6 months, I can pull out their mobile ID and market to those people. And so the Democrats use that at conferences, conventions, identifying voters, identifying college students, a variety of things.
Yeah.
We can do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so for one congressional candidate, what we're doing is we're geofencing churches in their congressional district, pulling out the mobile IDs so that we can send video messages to those people about why they should vote for the candidate.
Oh, good. I want to, Craig, real fast, why is it that the media and the Republicans are not educating people about the so-called Equality Act
Yes.
and the ballot harvesting? Why are they out there putting messages out there so that people would be aware of these type of things?
It's shameful. I wrote a special report trying to send it to all the different leaders of the Republican Party. And the response has been very, very small about what they can do about it. They should be having lawsuits against this.
Yeah.
They should be able to come out with a complete campaign to talk and show how fraudulent it is and how it can lead to voter fraud. And really, it's in their self-interest to do so.
Are they
Why
afraid
there's
to?
silence is sad.
Are they afraid to, or what?
You know what? I think it's so new, they're not sure what to do. But they're going to be wiped out. They called it a blue tsunami for 2018. But here's the thing. If they don't do something to stop the ballot harvesting in California and other states, it will be another blue tsunami, only worse in 2020.
Yeah.
So really, unless they are, what I'm encouraging people to do, we at this point, we can't outlaw this, but what we can do is we can get the churches to do church ballot harvesting, and we can get the conservatives and Republicans to do community ballot harvesting to offset what the Democrats are going to do in 2020.
And the last thing, this bill, the Equality Act,
Yes.
It has not passed yet, right?
It has not. It passed the House of Representatives.
Right.
But now it's before the Senate. Now, all things equal, the Republicans should vote against it. All the Democrats in the Senate are for it. But again, what's happening is that the progressive groups are targeting the weak Republicans so that they come into their office and they got hundreds of telephone calls and thousands of emails saying vote for this. And so they are feeling the political pressure. And that's why we've got to let our senators know we're opposed to the Equality Act.
How can people get to your website to get this information and take action?
They can go to Craig Huey, CraigHuey.com. And I've got the petition on the Equality Act, and I have a special report on ballot harvesting. They can get that. Plus, I got the voter guide saying how to vote their values.
Oh, good. Craig, thank you for what you're doing, man. And we'll be talking soon. I appreciate your time.
That's very good, Jesse. Thank you.
All right. God bless you.
God bless you.
That's amazing, folks. Wow. I suggest you check it out and get involved. Get involved. Wow! The Democrats are something else. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.